How's it going, guys? At least it's not spicy in there like last night over here. Oh. So you guys can see they have the Capitol grounds on lockdown here. So last night, they tried to break in through that door. Now this fence was just recently put up. There you go, back to normal zoom. They're just putting up this fence right now. I'm guessing they're expecting more protests, potentially riots. But again, last night what we saw was troopers on the second floor up there firing tear gas canisters. You also had some on the roof up there that were dropping them down, because you do have overwatch on the roof anytime these events are happening. So I'll do a quick walk around the building here. I don't know if they tried to break into the House of Representatives. I think they were just going for the Senate side, but that's what happened yesterday. I'm gonna film as much as I can on my phone until I run out of, until it overheats, because it's like 110 out. And I'll have to go to my camera, which I have my tripod and everything right here. So. They're doing 2 layers of fencing all the way around. So this just makes me think they're gonna do more of these. Dead bird. Were you guys out here last night? Craziness, right?
Do you have a card or anything?
I don't have a business card.
If you have anybody coming out tonight, I'll be here all night again. So
Yeah,
if you guys need any follow-up.
Yeah, so I will be here throughout the night. We also have another crew that's going to be out here. I actually don't know where they are. I saw them drive by, but they will also be down here. So
Perfect.
they might ask you guys to interview if you guys are willing to. They're focusing on like protests today, whereas we're focusing on like last night.
Yep. They could, my TikTok's on there and we can keep going live, so they'll be able to follow us on there. First and last name is my name, so and it's the first one that pops up.
Okay, cool. And they'll be here like any second because we go live at.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who are, just so I'm not aware, who are the groups that were organizing last night?
You know, I don't know exactly who organized it. We came out as individuals.
Okay.
I'm with AZ Bad Moms. I'm with AZ Takeover. I'm with AZ TikTok Babes.
Right.
So we're all just female groups.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy because I was back by where all the officers were staging last night, and then I just hear the tear gas canisters and the flashbangs going off, and it's just like, oh, what the hell happened?
It was crazy because we heard the rounds go off, and it's like, okay, so we're looking around. Did somebody shoot?
Yeah.
Is it fireworks? That created fear in their planning. They brought so much shit in that building. Right
I think, and I heard this too, and that the Arizona Senate was also in session.
Yes, they were voting on school funding. And we had people on the inside chanting for us. Actually, when they called for a security brief, they were in there chanting, "Let them in." They cut that shit so quick in a recess and cut the recording. It was bad.
But were they already invited in before they called the unlawful assembly?
Oh yeah, they were in there a long time ago.
Oh, okay,
they
yeah.
were here before we were even here at 7 o'clock.
Got it.
starting
Yeah.
protest.
Because I know we're allowed to go in and like as citizens go and listen in on what the senators are doing or the legislative branch and then comment on bills when we can.
You know, I didn't even think about that. I think this was closed off probably for
Oh,
that reason.
okay.
Because they were not letting people in that building. Those doors
Gotcha.
were locked.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because it was 7 o'clock at night too.
Yeah. I think it's one of those if you're invited to come in type deal. If you know one of the legislative members, I know like my buddy actually just recently did that where he went in and spoke on a bill, but it was like an invite only thing, closed session type deal. So
that's probably what they did because they already knew it.
Because I was trying to figure it out. It's like I'm seeing all this stuff online. I'm like, wait, how are these people in the building? They must have been in prior because security was tight.
They didn't officially get in the building. The doors were locked. What they just read to us, the DPS statement, was the doors and glass were bowing. Fuck off. I seen the videos. Those doors weren't fucking moving. Go cry me a fucking river. Bowing? We would have had them pulling it from the top or the bottom.
Right.
You can't pull the middle of the door where the door is locked and tell me the door is bowing.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to make it seem.
They're trying to justify what they did.
Justify what they did, and I think they're trying to do a scare tactic as in the wake of all the stuff that's going on with the January 6th movement.
Oh yeah.
And they're trying to put a parallel to say that the Democratic side it is just as scary.
Yeah. I mean, you have to admit though there were a few people that were getting pretty rowdy that were banging on the glass and stuff, and I think I'm just playing devil's advocate here. That probably they thought we don't want another like George Floyd riot down here in downtown, and they were prepared for that.
I can understand where they're coming from. If they communicate.
Yeah.
Communication, that's what it was. There's no warning.
No communication. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, even us as press, we were like, we didn't have any warning of anything, and they're like, yeah, even press get out. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So.
No, if they would have had a warning, it would have been a different scenario. But as we were standing over there, fearful of what the fuck was it? Woo!
Yeah.
What the fuck was it? That's not fair to us. We shouldn't be fearful.
Yeah,
you guys are here to protect us. You had cop cars surrounding us all fucking night long. You couldn't tell me that you didn't communicate with homeboy over there, and he couldn't pull his microphone out of his trunk and said, "Listen, this is what's going on. Everybody go home."
Yeah.
You had to wait for SWAT to come over with tear gas to tell us.
Yeah.
Not cool. Not cool.
Yeah, I wasn't. To be fair, I wasn't here when all that broke off. Like I said, I was down on that side by that parking garage. So I did see some like footage with people inside. So I'm only going off of what I saw.
Yep, we stood there. We were there. Watched it all play out, and the sad part was the tagging. You know?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go and film next. I was just gonna do a loop around the building because I'm live streaming right now, just so you guys know.
No, you're fine.
But I was gonna do just a lap around the building here to see the fencing that's up that says, hey, don't like if you guys are coming down here tonight, don't start shit. Like
no, it's sad because
be peaceful. Yeah,
they
exactly.
acted out of fear is what happened.
Yeah.
They acted out of fear. They didn't give us time to create that reaction and realize the proper response wasn't to tag.
Yeah.
So yes, we are at fault for the people that chose to do that. But if they would have acted differently, we could have had a peaceful way of walking.
Oh, it's the same thing. Like I know people on the right that instigate and gets arrested all the time.
Yep.
You know the name Ethan?
Yes, heard about him.
Yeah, I know him. He gets arrested all the time for instigating. It's like, look, I get it. Just there's bad actors on both sides. We can all be peaceful as a nation and come down here and protest, do our First Amendment right. But
if they would have gave us the warning on the steps last night and announced to all of us, I told them we all could have created a border in front of those girls that were doing that.
Yeah.
We could have stood up for them because I fight both sides. I'm not for destroying the building. We could have created a physical border. We could have backed everybody up. Instead, you tear gassed all those children, all those people that were there without warning, when it could have been handled completely different. We need to be mature on both ends.
No, I agree that, that definitely on both ends need to be mature about everything. So
the sneakiness in between DPS is not cool. And I watched them walk in today with all their gear, and I told them, "What are you planning for tonight? Do you plan it to be big?" They just said, "We're just here." Yeah,
I think it's like
you guys know you have your plan.
Well, of course they have an action plan for these type of events. I mean, it would be silly of them not to, because if it does actually turn into like a full-fledged riot and we have buildings on fire like during George Floyd,
Oh yeah.
then it's like, yeah, of course you want the police there to stop that. I mean, especially, this area down here is historically minority. It's like you have a couple bad actors, including some out-of-state actors that got arrested last time that all happened, coming in and burning down a community that they don't even live in. All what? For social justice, for all this stuff? I'm like, no, that's not how you do it.
I came out here at
That's
8
not how you
o'clock
do it.
this morning. I picked up trash. I
Yeah.
did 4 bags of trash. I picked up all of our signs,
That's good.
all of our stuff. I want to put our message out there that we're not about
Yeah.
that.
All
We're
about peaceful.
here. And when I told him, I said, can you at least give us a warning? Don't just tear gas us. They just laughed and walked in. This isn't a laughing matter. When your daughter's going to be out here,
Yeah.
we're not going to be laughing.
Okay.
We're going to be texting her a heads up.
Yeah.
Where's ours?
Okay. Fair enough. I'm gonna actually also try to get DPS side of the story. I've been trying to get a hold of their public relations unit, but I'm independent, so I'm probably like low on their list.
I know CBS 3 is going to release the DPS statement in an hour.
Oh, is that what they were telling you guys?
Yeah,
Okay.
so they
I'll
wanted
look for
our
that.
counteract on that, so
Good.
that might help give you some insight.
Yeah, because I was down. Like I saw when I was driving. I had to drop my buddy off at the after they kicked us all out. He was parked way far away, so I drove him back so we can go edit video. But there were a lot of people on the corner there on that T intersection at the end. Did you see that last night?
Not last night, no. We walked out this way because the tear gas is blowing this way, so as
Yeah.
we were walking up, it was already in our eyes.
Oh yeah, so we were over there in that parking lot straight across,
Okay.
and we were even getting that. Like I got out of my car and was just like, oh.
Yeah,
Like-
luckily we had
Pull
Stanley
my-
with us, and we had our gloves, our glasses, we were ready to go.
Yeah.
If we weren't prepared, we would have been in trouble, but... It was definitely hard, especially with how windy it was. They should have taken into consideration all the factors, but they didn't care. Innocent bystanders, they could have been walking for their nightly walk. They didn't think anything through.
At least no rubber bullets, at least, right? Because those things hurt, apparently.
True, but how do we even know what the first 2 shots were?
Yeah.
What were those first 2 loud
didn't-
booms? They
yeah.
never discussed or determined what they were shooting off, what they were doing.
Yeah, I think it was from what I heard, flashbangs, and then when that didn't clear anyone out, it was or not flashbangs, what are the noise
The
making?
smoke.
Yeah, and then the next one was the tear gas after that. At least from what I've seen online, but like I said, as long as everyone's peaceful out here, that's what I'm hoping for.
We're not leaving. We have people
No.
coming back out tonight.
Yeah.
We've been here. I don't want to leave to lose our stance.
Yeah.
We had pro-life out here for an hour. They called us whores, walked through us,
Yeah.
littered right in front of me as I was cleaning up. I picked up after them.
So let me just ask you guys the question on all this, because as you saw, the Supreme Court ruled because what they said, it was not enumerated in the Constitution, and that was their reasoning for basically overturning Roe v. Wade. Even like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, they said like pretty much was against the Roe v. Wade decision initially, because she saw that as a state issue, not a federal issue. Do you think at this rate it's just getting your elected representatives here to try to reverse course on what they've done here, or what's the outcome?
I'm focusing on our state. They did the same thing with COVID.
Yeah.
Exact same thing. They pussied out, in other words, and left it to the state because their hands were tied. I call on Doug Ducey. I call on our state of Arizona to fight for us and make our decision. They fought for us to get our masks off. They fought for our kids to not wear masks in school. Fight for us again. Fight for our choice.
You're against the masking and all that?
I'm for it in crowded places. When we can keep our children 6 feet apart, there's no need for it.
Okay.
If we can keep practices, hand sanitizers, and all the precautions that we need, we don't need a mask.
So do you think, and just playing off of that same line of questioning, do you think like the federal government should have stepped in during Trump's administration and told all the states this is what we have to do to keep us safe? Or do you think it should have been a state decision? Because certain states handle it differently than others.
At this point in this world, I feel like it has to be a state thing, because when one person makes a decision, it seems like it's just a teeter-totter.
Yeah.
They make the decision and then they go back on it.
Yep.
For what reason? We can't count on them to stand their ground and be who we need them to be.
Okay.
So if we have to break it down into smaller groups, then that's what we have to do. And I want our state to fight for us. We get a choice. I had an ectopic pregnancy. I shouldn't be investigated because of that.
Yeah.
That I had to move forward. Just because the hospital calls it a DNC and surgery, it's still an abortion.
Okay.
it still all comes down to this. We deserve our right, our choice. And anybody else that thinks other, you know, I'm sorry for you guys, because one day it might be your daughter.
So that's a fair take on it. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are probably more up to date on the law here than I am, because I just for just full transparency, I moved from California 5 years ago, so I'm still learning all the aspects over here. Did the law that take effect yesterday, is it allowing for emergency procedures, or is it, because I think it was like 15 weeks and then emergency procedures allowed?
It was 18 weeks, right?
Is it,
I thought it was 15.
is it 15? Okay.
So right now, Planned Parenthood and all them backed out because there's no fine lines of legal. So if they move forward, there's so much room for lawsuits.
Okay.
And they are terrified. They are scared. So yes, they have our back and they have our voice, but their hands are tied. So as of right now, all those people that had this plan are stuck. Those people that are at 14 weeks when this solves, they might not have that choice anymore.
Yeah.
It's a scary factor.
I heard too.
They put out.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they put out immediately yesterday all over their social media pages that effective immediately they were halting all abortions
In Arizona and all. Okay.
And they said that if you had an abortion scheduled, I'm sorry, we'll let you know if and when we are able to reschedule you.
Okay.
See? So there's these women, for whatever reason, that they were having to have an abortion, for whatever reason, now they're just
Not allowed
their
to,
choice
as
has
they
been
say.
taken away.
Okay.
And that's not okay.
So I think California just signed a bill that's gonna like. Oh, no. Hey, you're good. Thank you for the talk. I heard like California too was gonna have pay for people to come over to that state to get their abortions there if the state law in wherever they live is anti that. So I mean, I don't think there's going to, at least just from my perspective, I don't think there's going to be like an interstate thing where they're going to go after people for, oh, you went over to California to get abortion. I don't think there's
Some
any.
states are trying to do that.
I don't think that's
Arizona,
constitutional though.
I think that
For that
to happen,
Yeah.
that would create such massive divides, because if you go from Alabama
Yeah.
to California and get an abortion, you go back and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're being prosecuted. Well, California's going to stand up for you because they brought you here.
And that goes
now
to the
we
interstate
now
clause.
we have divisions between states, which, I mean, at this point, I feel like taking away. Some may argue that it's not. It should be made up to the states, but in my opinion, it's a federal thing, because now it's creating divisions where, I mean, we're asking for civil war at this point, because now we're also opening up to take away rights for gay marriage, interracial marriage. Like, even one of the justices said it himself. We need to relook at those things.
Okay.
That this is supposed to be the land of the free.
Mhm.
We're supposed to be able to live here with freedom to be whoever we want to be.
Right.
And I'm not gonna stand here as a gay teenager, and I'm not gonna give up my rights.
Right.
I'm gonna grow up in a free country, and I'm not proud of where I am.
Yeah.
I don't feel like an American because I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm an American, I live in the great, country of America, when I'm not, my rights aren't being honored.
Right.
So that's my position on it. But I
thing.
do agree with her that we need to start on the state level, because one voice can't overturn federal decisions.
Yeah, and I think for it to be federally codified, I think at this rate, due to the number of laws in the books, and I could be completely wrong. This is just some stuff I've read online, just because there's a lot of legal scholars arguing over the decision. One thing I read, it would have to be actually like voted on and like constitutional amendment. Otherwise, it sticks with the states. And at that rate, like what she said is, focus on getting those state representatives in your state to change their mind on that, if that's the case,
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate to say it too, but some people are going to be fed up and they're just going to say, you know what, Arizona's not for me, I'm moving to California. I mean, same thing with people on the right that say, hey, I'm tired of California politics, I'm going to move to somewhere that's more in line with my ideological center. So, I mean, and that's where you're kind of talking about as a national divorce. I don't think it's going to be civil war, but I definitely see that national divorce happening right now, where people are moving to their ideological
I'm
centers.
just saying that it's the extreme would be civil war.
Yeah,
I'm
which
just saying
we-
the divisions are
No one wants civil war. No, both sides don't. I mean, obviously you have I'm going to use an expletive here. None of the retards on either side, like on the extremes on either side, want. I mean, those people might want it, but everyone else who's like me and you, or you guys and I talking, we don't want that.
No.
We don't want violence.
No, absolutely.
we want to be out here and expressing our First Amendment rights. And for me, doing my journalism out here, just seeing what's going on, talking to people, and getting a good take on everything. So
it's incredibly sad that there were only a few voices on the Supreme Court that overruled that 60% of Americans believe that it should be a woman's right to choose. It's not only, it is a medical procedure.
Right.
It's not just this decision of somebody that goes, oh, some people do. Some people do.
And to be,
it is also, it's medically necessary sometimes.
Yeah, no, definitely. I know, I understand the medical need. I mean, I was raised Catholic, so I have my own opinions on it, but I'm open to hearing everyone talk about it. I mean, I think what like Louisiana did, or I think it was Louisiana, where they just flat out said no abortions whatever, whatever, no emergency medical procedure, even if like the woman could die from it. That's extreme in my book. I mean, even from someone who was raised Catholic, I'm like, that's extreme in my book. But
I do. Catholic.
Yeah,
there has to be a fine line of stands, and unfortunately, this isn't a case where we can just draw out those fine lines. It has to be one or the other.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, we have to choose our side, and right now it's choice. 7. We'll be right here.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, I think in each state we could. I think because me, I'm more of a states' rights guy versus federal power.
I'm glad we agree.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Common ground. I love it. I was out here. Was it 2 Saturdays ago when they had the gun protest?
Yep.
And the guys who even were hosting the event were CCW. And it's just like, hey, we have common ground. We all agree the government's corrupt on both sides. I mean, I'm going to use the Trump terminology, so don't hate me for it. The swamp, right? You have those people on both sides of the aisle that are working for their lobbyists, that are not working for the people.
Yep.
And I think we can all agree, Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, wherever you stand on the aisle, that those people that are not representing the people, that are representing foreign interests, that are representing whatever, vote them out. Get someone in there that's going to represent the people.
Yep, I have friends that disagree with me, and that doesn't ruin our relationship.
Yep.
We're still friends at the end of the day. They agree as towards medically necessary, but they follow their faith strong.
Yep.
And I'm not going to bash them for their faith or their religion. That's their right. I want my choice. You have your right to your religion. I have my right to my choice, and that's all I ask.
There you go.
If we could find that ground, then I'm okay with it.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not worth fighting over. It's not worth,
tearing down the Capitol or
nothing
anything.
like that. No. Everybody needs to be heard. You have your right for us to hear your side.
Yep.
But don't come attack us. We literally were called whores.
Yeah.
And then they said, we're not mad that you guys are here. You're clearly upset because you can't state any facts. You want to attack me as a person when you don't know who I am. So we want the educated here.
Yeah, no, I agree. Educated on all sides come out. Don't want the instigators on the other side coming out.
No.
So we're all in agreement. So hey, I'm gonna do my run around the Capitol. It was a pleasure having a nice conversation with you guys. What was your name?
Thank you, Brianna.
Brianna, Spencer. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Cecile, Spencer.
Leah.
So
Nice to meet you, Spencer.
Live on? How can we find you?
YouTube.
Okay.
So
What's your name here? Just do it now.
CFSM Media. Now I did do, just so you're aware, I did do the clickbait titles.
Okay.
So I was doing the whole last night. I was doing the whole thing of like, if they're gonna call January 6th an insurrection, and just let's keep the same terminology for everything, guys. It's either a mostly peaceful protest or it's an insurrection.
Yep.
So that's where I was going with that. So
you're okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. We want peaceful. That's what we're going for, and that's what we're going to continue to scream until I actually don't have a voice.
Yeah. So that's what I do. I mean, I am, just so you were aware, I am more right-leaning on topics. Like I said, I think I clearly stated states' rights guy. So I'm glad though that we can actually come to some common ground on all this stuff.
Yeah, of course.
That's exactly what we should do. Have differences of opinions
and still be able to shake hands,
talk about it.
Yeah.
Just as you were saying, it's like you have your feelings on it. That's right for you. Don't press your feelings on me and make me have to now conform to your.
Yeah.
We can all just coexist.
I don't think government. In that aspect, I don't think government should be able to tell me what my opinion is.
Right.
Yep. Exactly. And you know, you're able to share our story as well. So we
Yeah,
thank
no,
you
like
for
I
that.
like I said, like the whole idea was me coming out here talking to people, doing a like walkthrough of everything, and you know, have those educated conversations. You know, and I was tear gassed yesterday, so I was my brain after that was just like, so
Okay, my brain's been over it.
I literally went, got some taco boys, and then headed home after that. And
I'm going for a lunch break soon. I've been out here all morning and haven't ate, so my friend's on her way, so I can go. I could do my mouthwash, hopefully numb my throat out, so I could get a little bit more today.
Oh yeah. And drink lots of water. I think it was like what 115 out right now.
Do you have water? Do you need some? We have it in the cooler. We have water and Gatorade.
I'm good, and I got 1, 2 on the side, but I might have to stop by and get more later.
Go ahead. We've also donated a bunch of water over there, so you're welcome to grab it. You don't have to donate $1. Go over there and just grab it.
Perfect. So. I'm actually gonna open this right now because I'm thirsty after talking.
I'm gonna fix our side now. I'm gonna let him know.
Yeah. Right. Thank you, Spencer. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. So, you said you guys talked to DPS earlier?
They were this store that's closing right now. They came from across the way here and then went into that door.
Okay.
And Brianna went and spoke with them.
Okay.
Asked them if we could understand what a possible plan is for this evening.
Yeah.
And they just said, we're just here.
Yeah.
And that's when she said, well, if there's going to be any tear gas, if there is going to be anything that can be harmful to what the majority is a peaceful protest, warn us.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the whole deal. It's like ask, tell, make. They're usually good about announcing it from what I've seen, but like I said yesterday, I wasn't over here for all the original stuff, so I just got videos to go off of and make my opinion. And I mean,
I have videos I can send you of the pit yesterday too, where it was peaceful.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. I think too. Trying to think the guy's name who I talked to. I talked to one of the lieutenants yesterday. Can't think of his name right now, but yeah, when I was live streaming yesterday, because I was under the impression too that there were based on what I heard, I was like into like George Floyd levels of what they were doing. So I was walking by, with the cops and saying, hey, good job stopping the riot type deal, because that's the information I had at the time. So just when you guys were walking
there was no lighting fires. There were 2 girls tagging.
Yeah, well there was
younger girls tagging.
Yeah. There was a palm tree that was lit on fire.
Oh, really?
Was it really?
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. I did hear about a fire, but they don't have a cause.
I think they said someone lit it on fire, and because I saw the smoke happening, and I was over on that side where that parking lot is, and I walked through this way, and then they eventually, because all the cops would come back this way.
Top of the palm tree?
I think it was lit up the palm tree. Like, so I think it started from the bottom and went up.
I'm curious to know what Phoenix Fire Department has to release that statement. Because they had to do an investigation, so what's the truth? Because
You think it might have been like the tear gas canister or something that lit it?
Yeah, because to start a palm tree, we'll say a fucking palm tree.
Yeah, they're pretty tall.
To start that, the bark's pretty much worn out already down here.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a while to, start there for it to go up, to get fire out that bad.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know. I would like to know the truth.
Same.
Because I'm not for that either. So to know the truth, we'll be able to educate us and move forward.
Definitely. So yeah, ignore the clickbaity titles when you guys are watching. It's just viewership. So,
Thank you.
Hey, thank you again, guys.
Have a good night.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yeah, stay safe tonight.
Thank you. Wow.
Thanks. Well, guys, that was a good conversation. That was one theory I had. But like, here's the thing, guys. Look, when I'm talking to the other side in the argument, I'm gonna be polite. I'm gonna be respectful, and as you see, I came to some common ground on it. So that was what truly is what's needed in this country, is common ground. There were, and then these guys even admitted there were some agitators in the crowd, and that's how DPS did their response. So let me actually talk to the trooper here, see if we get some additional information. Excuse me, trooper. Oh, hey, question for you. Oh, just question for you. Is media going to be allowed in the barrier tonight, or what's going on with the whole setup tonight?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I'm not the one to ask, sorry.
Do you know who would be here to ask?
No, I don't.
Okay, hey, thank you for your time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that conversation I had with those people. Look, common ground. Believe in states' rights, except for that one lady who was more of a federalist. And then, you know, just let's just talk to your state legislature. If you got a problem with the law, talk to your state legislature. And I was pretty upfront about that. But it's like, you know, states, in my opinion, state rights some time now. So, you know, with all the unconstitutional agencies out there making rules, it's not technically legal under Article 1, Section 1 of the Constitution. So, you know, it's you gotta look at how our founding fathers envisioned the country, and that's my take on it. So, see if I can cut through here if they'll let me. It's not closed off yet. Hey, how's it going? So you can see they already have the fence around the DPS building here. Ah, I got a bug crawling in my ear. So, hey, quick question for you. For media tonight, is there any special rules that we need to be aware of?
All the main rules, if the orders of dispersal is given, everybody's got to go.
Even press in that case? You guys aren't making any exceptions for press tonight?
I couldn't tell you that for sure. You have to contact the PIO's office, the
Okay.
staging area or whatever. So.
Do you have the PIO's information by any chance? Yeah, yeah, that'd be perfect. Thank you.
Give me a minute, gotta hang tight right here
Yeah.
in front of the building really quick.
Perfect. Thank you. Oh, if I don't ask. Oh, that's hot. If I don't ask, you don't get any answers. And guys, be sure that you're like, sharing, and subscribing, because so more people can see this stuff. And it helps me out a bit, even though YouTube ad revenue is crap. I do take donations. Whew, it's hot out today, especially standing on the asphalt. And when I get back to the car, guys, I am chugging water. I'm already starting to chug water. I'm sweating like no other. Oh, fuck. I got back around the other side of the building into the shade. So if you guys are coming down here tonight, peacefully protest. Don't try and start stuff like the instigators did last night. And then everyone will be happy. And especially don't try to breach the grounds here when there is an active, well, the Senate's actively in session. That's no bueno. So. Water, guys. 115 out right now. Starts at bigger, yeah, 7 p.m. So my device is overheating, guys. It's gonna cut off the stream here in a second. I will go live here when my phone cools down. All right, thanks. All right.
All right.
Cool.
This is Bart Graves. He's working the event tonight for media.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna call to let you know if there's a special staging area or if there's any special acceptance for you guys, right?
Awesome, I appreciate it, guys. Hey, and
Stay safe, dude.
yeah, thank you. Hey, thanks for being guys professional about that last night, because we were filming in the middle right when you guys were covering the unlawful assembly. You know, you guys came up to us and said, "Hey, even media, you guys got to go now," but you guys were respectful to us, and obviously we were respectful to you. So we do appreciate that, giving us a little bit of that leeway.
Awesome.
So because I know.
We definitely appreciate you guys not starting.
Oh no, dude, I'm an independent guy, so I just come down here. I'm filming the event, and it's funny too, because of course, I mean, at these